Hi and welcome to another narration presented by yours truly, Cryptids Roost. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the ass of the subscription button as well. And remember to tap that notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time we upload new videos. I would like to reach out and say a huge thank you to those of you who have supported Cryptids Roost financially. We pray the good Lord replenishes you abundantly, and to those of you who will later on. We pray the Lord bless you as you do so. And also a huge thank you to everyone for always supporting the channel with your likes, comments and shares as well. It is all very much appreciated. God bless you all. So grab your coffee, sit back and enjoy the show. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not. Don't drive on Dirt Road 66 at night. This epic short story is written by Lanky-Lifeguard3770. Hello, my name is Daniel. I don't usually post on social media sites, but this is one of the exceptions. Not too long ago, I was driving around town and I had just finished running some errands when I decided to drive down this old dirt road. It was one of those late nights and I had just finished at the cleaners and all. I figured the dirt road cut through the country and exited out by the highway that led to my house. Although this would be a terrible mistake that I would soon regret, not much happened on the way over there and it was mostly quiet. But once I got there, things went completely silent. Not even the crickets were chirping. All I could hear was the rumbling of my truck's engine and the crackling of the gravel as I cruised by. Even though the road was a shortcut, it was still pretty long and narrow. My truck barely fit on it and the road passed over several creeks that rushed down to the nearby river. As I was driving, I noticed a dense fog had rolled in. It was so thick I could barely see 5 feet in front of my truck. This was odd since the fog was definitely not in the forecast today. I continued driving slowly and I noticed that a branch was blocking the road. I'm a working man and I do a lot of forestry work, so this isn't something new. I got out of my truck and went to the back to grab one of my trusty hand saws. The tree wasn't too large, so all I really needed to do was slice it into 2 pieces and push them into the ditch. After a while I started feeling a slight breeze from the north, which for one cooled me down, but also sent chills down my spine. As I was putting my equipment back in my truck, I heard the sound of the wood from the trees creaking, which I'm not going to lie, kind of spooked me. I got back in my truck and continued down the road. Following this, I looked at the clock and it said 12 AM. Following this, I looked up quickly because I saw something dash across the road. I didn't get a good look at it, but it definitely wasn't a deer. And it damn sure wasn't a bunny rabbit. I continued driving cautiously and grabbed my revolver from my glove box. Then all of a sudden, my truck died, battery and all, and just wouldn't crank over. I made sure my pistol was loaded and looked around. My phone was out of service and it was now 12:13 AM. Then something ran up to my truck and started pulling on the door and screaming like crazy. I damn near shit myself because of it too. I locked the door, it's an old truck and doesn't have power locks, and scooted to the other side and locked that door as well. About 10 minutes later it got real quiet. Too quiet. I scooted back to the other side of my truck and wanted to test if it was safe to get out. The sooner I get the truck running, the sooner I can hightail it out of here. I decided to roll down the window a wee bit and do a whistle. After a few seconds, something started shaking the ground, as if something large was approaching, and it kept getting closer. I soon found myself looking up at this ugly, disgusting and weird looking creature. Its legs were very thin and grey. The creature stood around the height of the trees and crawled on all 4s across the road. It looked at me too, and stared the entire time. It didn't even blink. I didn't dare exit the vehicle for another hour after that. I couldn't risk that thing hearing me. At around 1:21, I gathered up the courage to get out of my truck and check under the hood. After a while, I tried cranking my truck. It cranked over this time, so I'm not sure what caused it to turn off. By now the fog was gone and it was still eerily quiet. So I was hauling my ass out of there. I wasn't about to deal with whatever the hell that thing was. As I was driving down the road at around 50 miles per hour, I started feeling the ground shake again. I looked in my mirror and saw that thing, whatever it was chasing me. It had its saliva dripping from its tongue and dozens of little smaller versions of itself. Even though it wasn't safe, I decided to go even faster at around 80 miles per hour down the dirt road. As I was approaching the highway, I felt something slam the ground with its fist. The resulting tremor sent my car flying off the road, upside down, into a ditch. I crawled out and hid in the trees. I brought my pistol with me, but it landed in a puddle of mud and probably wouldn't fire, so I ran into the trees as quickly and lightly as I could. While I was running, I could hear that thing tearing at my truck and breaking it apart. The chase was still on as I heard those smaller versions of that thing grunting and running around trying to find me. I found a small cave and hid in it. I checked around and made sure none of those things were in there. After that, I went further into the cave and hid in it till morning. When I woke up that morning, it was around 9 AM, I walked out of the cave cautiously and wandered around till I found the highway. I made it back home and then sat down. I turned on the news to see if anyone had said anything about the tremors and all that racket that the incident should have caused. Nothing. I went down to the sheriff's office to report the incident. I knew they wouldn't believe me, but they did. They told me about this creature that had been known to roam around Dirt Road 66. So they called it Creature 66, but they claimed that it was supposed to be a mythical creature. I got a sheriff to drive me down to the road and we found my truck flipped upside down and torn to bits. The sheriff said they'd closed the road down and asked if I had insurance. The sheriff's office helped me make a cover story for the whole thing, since you know damn well that the insurance company wouldn't believe that a mythical creature tore my truck apart. Since this incident, I have refrained from driving down Dirt Road 66 at all, and the sheriff's office closed the road to ensure no further incidents would occur. While I was driving home one day after work in my new vehicle, I noticed a bunch of men in black suits and a weird looking van with men walking around in hazmat suits. I'm not sure who they were, but the van said AECC on the side. They may be some government agency, but anyways, I hope this goes as a lesson for all. Don't ever drive on Dirt Road 66 at night. Don't forget, if you enjoyed that story, be sure to pop over to the author's Reddit profile and drop them a line, or even give them a glowing review. I'm sure they really would appreciate it. The link to their Reddit profile will be below in the description. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the ass of the subscription button as well. And remember to tap the notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. Oh, and don't forget to share the video far and wide. This will all help with YouTube's algorithm and will help to promote this channel more. And don't forget to check out the merch store. The link will be in the description and also in the video thumbnail. And if you would like an honourable mention, send in a snapshot of yourself with your purchase and I'll feature it in one of the videos. I now have my very own subreddit community where you can submit any stories you've written. You can submit your stories or encounters either there or send them to cryptidsroost@gmail.com. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine with me. All the links are below. I also have a Facebook group, Twitter, Reddit, and you'll also find me on Discord. If you would like to support this channel and help make it grow, my PayPal is paypal.me/cryptidsroost. Again, that will also be below. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not.